So in examples 1 and 2, we're going to find a couple tangent lines to implicit curves. So the first one here, we're going to do y cubed plus y equals x squared plus x. That's the implicit curve. We want to find the tangent line at the point 1, 1. So the first step is to differentiate this implicitly. The derivative of y cubed is going to be 3y squared times y prime. The derivative of y is just going to be y prime. The derivative of x squared is going to be 2x. The derivative of x is going to be 1. Factor y prime out of the left-hand side. 3y squared plus 1 equals 2x plus 1, which means that y prime is 2x plus 1 over 3y squared plus 1. Now if we want to find the tangent line at the point 1, 1, we're going to plug in 1 for x and 1 for y. So we get 2 times 1 plus 1 over 3 times 1 squared plus 1, which basically gives you 3 over 4. So the slope of the tangent line is 3/4, and we can use the point slope form. We get y minus y0 is 1 equals m, which is 3/4, times x minus x0 is also 1. Simplifying this, we get y equals 3/4 x minus 3/4. The minus 1 over here becomes a plus 1, so we get y equals 3/4 x plus 1/4. So this is the equation of the tangent line. In the second one, we've got a little bit more complicated situation because the implicit curve is a little bit more tricky. So again, we're going to start by differentiating implicitly. The derivative of e to the xy is going to be e to the xy times the derivative of xy. The derivative of x squared is just 2x. The derivative of sine y is cos y times y prime. The derivative of 2 is 0. Now, let's just write out what's the derivative of xy. It's going to be the derivative of x, which is 1 times y, plus the derivative of y, which is y prime, times x. This whole thing, we're going to add 2x. Then we're going to add cos y times y prime. That's all equals 0. So now we move all the terms without a y prime to the other side, keep all the terms with a y prime here, so that we get y prime x e to the xy is going to be one of the terms of the y prime. We have a y prime cos y. And on the other side, we're going to have a minus 2x minus y e to the xy. Factor out a y prime and divide. We'll get y prime equals negative 2x minus y e to the xy over x e to the xy plus cosine y. So then I've got to plug in 1 for x and 0 for y. So we get negative 2 times 1 minus 0 times e to the 1 times 0 all over 1 times e to the 1 times 0 plus cosine of 0. So on the top, this gives you negative 2 times 1 is just negative 2. This whole thing is 0, so we get negative 2. 1 times e to the 0 is going to be 1. Plus cosine 0 is 1, negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. So my slope here is negative 1, so I can use the point slope form. Y minus y0 is 0 equals negative 1 times x minus x0 is 1. So we get y equals negative x plus 1. This is the equation of the tangent line.